Hi, this is Heidi with Kiddos Corral, and I'm going to be shooting a video for my Sunday Simple Suppers. So I thought that I would show you something that I make all the time that actually was kind of requested because some friends of mine know that I always have deer meat on hand, which I have 3 pounds of ground deer meat here. With this recipe, you either want to use deer, elk, or turkey. Preferably ground, because you're going to be making meatballs. Now, the reason why you want deer, elk, or turkey is because if you used a ground beef, these are baked in the oven, and the grease will run off of the meat into the oven, and you will have a huge mess, and it will smoke up your house because I tried it once, so I kind of know from experience. Now, if you do ground beef and you prefer it, you will have to pre-fry your meatballs in a skillet, then finish them off in the oven. That way most of the grease runs out of them. However, you don't get any more healthier or organic than deer meat. So I've got 3 pounds of deer meat, which I think I've already said. I have 3/4 of a cup of milk. I'm going to do about a teaspoon and a half of garlic powder. This one I just got from Walmart, very, very cheap. I think it's $1. I got a 1/2 cup of minced onion, which I cut up really fine. And then I have 3 eggs. Now, if you hear my family, they're watching TV in the other room, so I have 3 eggs that I've already scrambled in this bowl. Then I'm going to add 3 cups of Italian-style breadcrumbs. Now, these I got from Kroger. So I'm going to do 1 cup. And I'm pouring it here. 2 cups. 3 cups. Now, what I'm going to do is, it's kind of like meatloaf. You got to get your hands into it. So I'm going to use my hands to combine all of these ingredients together really, really good. And then I'm going to use my handy dandy scooper that I have, that I use for cookies, cupcakes, and a lot of other things. I have 2 of these actually, and I want them to be about the size of this scooper. So I'm just going to scoop this out and roll them into balls. And then I'm going to put them on these 2 pans that I have here. I have 2 cookie sheets, but because there is no grease in the type of meat that I'm using, I spray my pans pretty good with canola oil spray. Now, you can use vegetable, you can use olive oil. I've used it, whatever, but this is what I had on hand. So I spray these kind of good because I don't want my meatballs to stick, because, you know, you go through all this hard work and then they stick, you don't have any meatballs. So I'm going to roll these out and put them on here. Then I'll put them in a 350-degree oven for 15 to 20 minutes. And then I will show you, actually I'll show you before I put them in the oven exactly what they look like when I get them all rolled up. So I'll be back. Okay, so I got my meatballs all rolled out, as you can see here. So it makes a good mini. So you have a choice after you bake them, which would be 350 for 15 to 20 minutes. Usually what I do is I just take this out of the oven, I let it cool a little bit, and then I take the pan and I sit it inside my freezer. I let them freeze for a couple hours. Then I take the balls off and I put them in a large Ziploc bag. And sometimes I will do smaller bags so that I have like meatballs for my spaghetti sauce. But for these meatballs, I'm actually going to use as an hors d'oeuvre. So this week I'm showing you how to do the meatballs, and next week when I do my Sunday Simple Suppers, I'm going to take them out of the freezer and I'm going to show you how I make them as hors d'oeuvres for company. So I hope y'all enjoyed this here video, and I'll insert a picture of the meatballs and what they look like at the end, and I'll also put the recipe down below in the description box. So I hope y'all have a great Sunday. Bye
guys. I probably sound a little rough, I don't know why, but I woke up with terrible like raspy voice this morning, so please excuse that. But I just wanted to show you real quickly that I did freeze these meatballs. They all fit on this one tray. You just want to make sure they're not quite touching one another. And then I just take a freezer bag and I just go ahead and I just fill the freezer bag with the meatballs. And you see they come right off. They're all individually frozen. I'm trying to do this one-handed, so it's kind of fun. But I didn't have any large Ziploc bags. Usually I would buy a Ziploc bag that they all would fit in. But I just had these smaller ones, which is fine. Doesn't matter. And if you're doing for a smaller family, or you're not doing meatballs for a party that I'm doing them for, you can certainly freeze them in the smaller bags, and then you can have meatball hoagies one night with these. You can have spaghetti and meatballs with these, so there's a lot of options. You could just have Swedish meatballs. A lot of people like that. There's a lot of recipes that you can find online for Swedish meatballs where you already have your pre-made meatballs. But anyways, I just wanted to show you this, and next week, which I think I already mentioned, I'm going to show you how I use these for parties. So stay tuned for the next Sunday Simple Supper, and I hope y'all have a great one. Talk to you later. Bye.